Hi, Leanne. I'm at 921 16th Street West. Not too far from the art district. It's an older neighborhood, 1920s vintage homes. Ironically, I'm gonna walk up a little bit so give you a little quick pan of the house here, but I'm gonna walk around the outside just to give you an idea of what we got. Looks like it needs a little bit of work outside in terms of some painting and some other stuff, touch up, but the inside on the right side looked really sort of cool and eclectic. But the ironic thing about this house is you got this vacant lot next to you, and I'll pan while I talk, but this house here, the White House over there, I actually sold that house last summer to a nice young married couple. So, and this lot looks like it was empty for a while, but looks like they're finally starting to do some stuff with it. So I'm guessing they're gonna build something sooner than later. But here's the outside of the house. You got the electrical coming in, the outside landscaping and do some work. It's an old frame house, wood frame. FYI, the house that I sold last summer had termites, which is the rule rather than the exception for houses this old. But it's a nice lot, and looks like the air unit, it's not a spring chicken, but it's not ancient. But as you can see, the outside has to be, there's something that needs to be painted. You got some chip paint, some touch up needed. At some point in time, this house will have to be painted. But the backyard's in really decent size. You got a big mature tree, a couple of them. And the yard, I think this fence might be owned by the owner of the lot next door. I'm not 100% sure. It does back up to, looks like a business or a church. Does have a nice little deck out back. Looks like there's a window unit. A little fire pit. So you got a nice shady spot out back. And then looks like you can come around the shed. Looks like they recently put down some mulch in the front yard and some crushed shells for a driveway. These trees here would probably have to be cut back. They're encroaching a little bit. It's a little bit of a eyesore. So, I mean, there's definitely some work. According to the listing, the house is being sold as is, which basically is whatever you find is what you get. There's no credits. So it's either you like it and you buy it, or you don't like what you see from an inspection and you walk away. It is on a crawl space, it's not on a slab. So as you can see, you got stuff like this where little critters can get in. You got some worn wood here that have to be touched up. So this entire house would probably have to be power washed. I don't know about sandblasting it, but you have to do some things to get this thing prepped and painted. It costs a little bit to get all that done. You get the high eaves and all that other stuff. Looks like there's some motion lighting. It's missing some bulbs. It does look like it has a tankless water heater, which is a nice touch. It might have some updated plumbing, although I do see some cast here. So I have to assume that it might have cast plumbing, which is a red flag. So yeah, that's the scoop on the outside. You know, you get this pretty bush here, but it just needs to be cut back. So a little bit of work, you can have this thing basically where you need it. And it does have an enclosed front porch. What's the verdict? You like it?
Yeah, it's really cute.
Yeah. Sort of a semi-duplex kind of a thing. Yeah. So here's the front porch. Has a little opening into the attic there. I'm not sure what we got going on there. Slightly spongy on this front where it may have some damage little bit of give to the floor. I'm just sort of bouncing, but I mean, relatively solid, but it does have some, just seems like a little bit of a soft spot in certain areas of this porch. So anyway, I'm gonna come in and check out the inside. There is somebody here, so if you hear me talking, then you know it's somebody just usually hold down the fort. So here's one side of the unit. It's got old hardwood floors. Looks like plaster walls. Here's one of the bedrooms. So a little bit of touch up in the paint. The floors seem pretty solid. Got smooth textured ceilings. Wondering if the person who owned this is a little bit of a artist herself, since you're close to the art district. You are missing a smoke detector. It is very comfortable in here, so I think the air conditioning works just fine. Rooms are slightly smaller. So and here's your bathroom. It's got the water closet in the back corner. Walk-in shower. Nice rain style shower head. I like what they did in here. It just looks really eclectic. Although you got some, even though it's pretty, you got some maintenance around the caulking and grout around that mosaic feature. Cool little corner sink, although there's not a lot of room for storage. Like a vanity or what have you. Back here is sort of like a I would guess you would call this a walk-in closet. You got the feature of the, I don't know if this is a chimney or what that is, but it looks like they took advantage of some of the space behind there to have storage in this particular area. So sort of an eclectic little house. And then on to the pan of the living space. A couple ceiling fans. Moving the air, and you got this little corner, more of an aesthetic type fireplace in the corner. And you got this exposed brick as well. Sort of a neat little feature, at least it looks more like a conversation piece rather than a big hole in the wall, but it's like a planned type of thing rather than it being just an imperfection. I guess it depends on the eye of the beholder kind of a thing. So do a pan of the living space. A lot more living space in this area than the newer houses I showed you off of Manatee Avenue. And then here's the kitchen. Looks like it's missing some cabinet doors. There would be some work involved here. Nice deep sink. I think the appliances are a little bit newer. You got these open, as you can see, you can reach your hand through there. So you're missing some glass panels unless you like it like that. Like I said, it's almost like an artistic imperfection. Some of these do have the glass on this side. And you got this old style pan rack. I guess the word of the day for this house would be eclectic. But you definitely have some work in improving this space, because I doubt that's less eclectic and more just missing and not repaired. So I'd say these appliances are probably 10 plus years old. They're probably still functional. Here's the washer and dryer. There's a control for the tankless water heater. I'm assuming there's probably PEX for the, trying to see how I'm looking at the hot and cold coming in, see what kind of hot and cold water lines there are. A lot of times the house is old, you're gonna have a lot of that replaced. And then here's your pantry. You got some unfinished work here. So there is sort of a roll up your sleeve type of house here. I'd have to run, oh, I got a little bit of a ironing board thing. Looks like it's original to the house. It's crazy. I'd have to run comps, but even in this market, I think $199.9 is a little bit high for this house. I mean, you're missing just simple things like a switch plate, things like that. Now, I know there's another entrance on the other side. I got to figure out how to get there. You got a little bit of imperfections in the floor here, but it's more like a charm thing than a imperfection, I guess, depending on how you look at it. So I'll do a pan of the living space from the other side, just so you can see the other perspective. And I'm gonna go outside and see if I can figure out how to get on the other living space side. I think it's a bedroom and a bathroom on the other side, I think. Oh, let me give you a view of the deck, which is nice. And the backside has vinyl siding versus the wood on the front and sides of the house, so it's sort of a mixed bag. Got a little tiny outdoor shower, and let's see what we got here. Hello.
Hi.
Sort of like a cheese maze here.
Huh?
Sort of like a cheese maze, trying to figure out how to get the other side of the living space.
Oh.
You're fine if you want to stick around. If you want to go to the other side, it's up to you. I'm good.
Are you done on the other side?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So if you're looking at either having a roommate or whatever, you do have its own kitchenette, stackable washer and dryer. Have to look at the listing. I don't know if all this conveys or not, with a small refrigerator and freezer. So you do have your own eating space on this side if you were wanting to rent. Looks like here's your access to the attic. I didn't notice the attic access on the other side. There might be, but I didn't see it. Like similar flooring that was in the kitchen. And then here's the bathroom with the vanity and sink. And then here's the bedroom.
Here, let me get it.
No problem. Thank you. And this has the older wood floor like we had on the other side of the house. And it's got like a older style ceiling here. Plaster wall. It's got its own air unit. So I mean, pretty much, other than a little bit of, not a lot of living space per se, this you could have a separate living space entirely, almost like a pseudo duplex. And then this is storage. So getting this cleaned up, you can put a small door here and have a nice little walk-in closet area. So I mean, it does have potential. One thing I can say, I don't know what the deal is with the floor joists are, but I do feel a little bit of a dip. Particularly right here, you can sort of feel it. It's a little bit soft right where I'm standing. So, that's the scoop. So it does have potential if you're looking to have somebody either rent or, pay rent when you hold the mortgage or what have you. So I'll shut it down for now. I'll send this to you in a little bit, and we'll go from there. Thanks.